In 1959, the military planned secret projects to put men on the moon by November of 1965 and establish a permanent presence on the moon by 1966. The Army's Project Horizon called for 149 Saturn launches at a rate of more than 5 per month to place 500,000 pounds of supplies on the moon. The estimated cost over 8.5 years is $6 billion, or $700 million a year. The Army conceives its lunar outpost as having the same function as Army forts did during the settling of North America. The forts would serve as centers for the government presence, as well as supporting research and settlers of various kinds. With the introduction of the intercontinental ballistic missile, a nuclear Pearl Harbor becomes a real possibility. A bomber requires hours of flight time to reach its target. An intercontinental ballistic missile requires only minutes. Therefore, bombers could be detected and countered early enough to prevent them from reaching their targets, but in the case of intercontinental ballistic missiles, this wasn't an option. Any spot on Earth is only minutes away from an attack. However, nuclear missiles placed on the moon would be days away from attack using even the fastest missiles. Missiles placed on the moon would be invulnerable insurance against the possibility of a successful first strike on Earth. As the Army and Air Force were developing their plans for moon bases, Admiral Hyman Rickover and his mentors and acolytes were creating the nuclear-powered submarine. A submarine is constantly moving and hiding. The submarines aren't impossible to detect, but they're hard enough to detect that they eliminate the possibility of destroying them all in the first strike. At a stroke, the introduction of these submarines eliminated the need for military moon bases, and after Apollo, the government no longer saw any need to go to the moon and never went back. The negative side of the militarization of space would have been probably secret undeclared wars in space to prevent the Soviets from establishing their own bases, the sort of orbital nuclear platform accidents which an early Star Trek episode warned against, and numerous other bad side effects. So perhaps it may have been for the best that we went with a purely civilian route and avoided that dead end.